world, in the UK, and in other countries, and in other, what do you call it? You got countries, towns and cities. We thank you for our lives and the opportunity that we have to share with others as a person. We thank you for our jobs, so we are able to make a way in our lives to feed our families. We thank you for the opportunity to feed our families with glorious and nourishing food. We thank you for our health, Lord. We thank you and ask you to keep us safe and secure. We pray for those who are ill, that they are no longer ill. We thank you for the job opportunities that we have received and are going forward to receive, and we rejoice when we receive them. We thank you for Sidcup Radio and the wonderful listeners that we have, those who are vocal and those who are silent. But most importantly, we thank you for the DJs and presenters and all those involved with enabling Sidcup Radio to go out there to the world. We thank you for the Late Night Talk Show. We thank you for our 4th anniversary. In Jesus' name, the universe, our ancestors. Amen. 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 Hallelujah. Move to the Lord in the name of Jesus. Move to in the name of the Lord. Shake that thing that Jesus gave you. Shake that thing in the name of the Lord. Yo. Big up yourself, Auntie. How you doing? Auntie Carol. How you doing, Melinda? Daryl, Jungle Man. What you saying, Jungle Man? How you doing, brother? Bless up. Big up yourself, Chanel. How you doing, sis? Congratulations on your anniversary. I hope you're enjoying your beautiful holiday. Big up to you and the family. All the best, and we wish you a continuous lifetime of love, honor, and respect. Yeah? All the time. Love you, girl. Love you, husband. Love you, family. Big up yourself, Becky. How you doing, girl? What up? Guys and gals. And if you don't say guys because you're Jamaican and you got this problem with words. Not really. So yeah, people, brothers, sisters, kings, queens, princes and princesses. Welcome to the Late Night Talk Show. Kes, big up yourself, sis. You know what? I have to send out a special request to Marquesa, aka KesProperty.Sims. Yeah, big up yourself, sis, because you know what? You did the most beautiful thing this week, and you actually had me in tears. Yeah, she did this post where she talked about amazing women and women that is inspiring to her, and I was one of them. And when I saw Amanda, she said, tag me or something if you see yourself. I didn't get a chance to tag you because I was in a different Instagram. But what I will say is you brought tears to my eyes. I wrote a little poem, actually, partly in relation to what you said. But I just want to thank you for your support and your encouragement. And just keep on doing what you're doing. Loving the journey. I know we haven't connected, and every so often I'm like, I need to phone Kes, and I'm not. But mentally, positivity is guiding towards you from me because I'm thinking about you and sending that towards you. Yeah, so we're connecting through the airwaves, though you may not know it. But no, sometimes, and that's the thing about life, you don't know who's praying for you in your corner. Sometimes I speak to one of my sisterins, yeah, and she would be like, yo, I was praying for you last night, and I'm like, sis, say last night I was feeling kind of, and she was like, I felt it. And this is my sister who I don't even speak to on a regular occasion like that, but when we talk, listen, the world, the mind, the magnitude is amazing. You know what I mean? Melinda, I want to big you up because since I've met you, you came to my event, I Am Inspired, which is 2 years old next week. From the day you came, you've been coming back and supporting. And from the day we've exchanged numbers, it's just pure positivity, love and honor and respect that you're showing to me. And it's amazing that you know my family, aka Blue Eyes, where I don't know where she is, but that you know her and you know me. And it's just like, wow, imagine that. Do you know what I mean? So I just want to big you up and thank you so much for your support in everything that I do, everything that I show that you think is positive in terms of forwarding it and posting it on, just like what I do. I just want to thank you. I just want to thank everybody. I just want to thank you. I just want to thank you for supporting me, Letitia, first of all, because I am who I am. And without me, there wouldn't be no other. So I just want to thank you for supporting me, Letitia the person, but also Letitia, aka Legs Delicious, in what she's doing. For all of you that supported me throughout my journey, especially with the late night talk show, just thank you so much. It's amazing, and just keep on watching. More great stuff is coming. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's amazing. I'm excited. I'm excited about so many different things. Life is a funny thing, and we don't know what is out there for us, yeah? But what we have to do is just keep on striving. And, sometimes you're about to give up, and that's when you meet your break. Sometimes you think that you're not good enough, or am I doing enough? But know that you are, yeah? Just know that you are. There's no one greater than you. Nobody greater than you. I want to thank all of my interviewees, people that have come down and we've interviewed you. Thank you for supporting City Lock, but in turn, thank you for supporting the late night talk show, yeah? And if you guys know anybody else that you want us to talk to, please let us know. And if you've got any issues, which I can see my brother, Jungle Man, big up yourself, big up yourself, Jungle Man, because since the beginning of my show, you've been showing nothing but peace, love, honor, and respect. You gave us a jingle. I'm going to try and find that actually and play that at some point today. And, you've just been amazing. Yeah, big up yourself, Jungle Man UK. So he's just put on there, big up yourself, Aaliyah. He's put, did you see my post, which I didn't see? And he just posted and said, my 2 grandchildren have been a victim of racism from pupils and members of the senior leadership team at Sherwood Park Primary School in Sidcup. Okay, so what I'm understanding is that from this post here, Sherwood Park Primary School have been allowing 2 children to be victimized, yeah, via racism from their fellow pupils, but equally members of the senior leadership team. Now, I'm not clear if the senior leadership team is because sometimes they have these older children that look after the younger children, like prefects and stuff like that. So I don't know if that's what you relate to when you talk about senior leadership team, or if that's the guide, a body of teachers who you would go to speak to, and they are aware of it, but they're not doing anything about it. I'm not sure. But if you're able to share more on it, because without me being able to do any research, I don't know what else that I can say short of what you're telling me. But what I'm telling the people is that Sherwood Park Primary School in Sidcup is appearing to be allowing black children to be victimized with racism from their fellow pupils and members of the senior leadership team. Now, you know what? Let me take a seat, yeah? Because one of the funny things about this thing that's happening right now, big up yourself, HP. How you doing, brother? Yeah? I hope you're well and feeling much better. Big up yourself, yeah? Big up yourself, Cameron British. Big up yourself, City Lock crew. On the different lock. Yeah, man. I saw me like it. Big up yourself. Big up yourself, hey. Big up yourself, hey. Yo, and also big up GL7. Big up yourself. Amazing thing. Yo, big up GL7. I'm back up in my man on Thursday. Plug Stylo G's Turn Up Thursdays. Yo, it's turn up for real, you know. Make sure you see yourself down there at Lotus Bar and Restaurant in Clapham. They sell food there from 5 o'clock straight up to 10. That they are our sponsors for this show. So big up Lotus Bar and Restaurant. You can get yourself cocktails from 5 till 9 o'clock, you know. 4 hours of cocktails. What shop can you go to and get cocktails from 5 till 9? Buy one, get one free. Yeah? £9 for 2 drinks, or even £9.50. Nah, B. Check it out. They also sell food. They sell some delicious lamb chops. And I don't even eat lamb chops. But every time I see them, I'm like, I want lamb chops. But they make a mean creamy pasta with salmon. Oh, my days. Oh, my days. Trust me. Make sure you check out Lotus Bar and Restaurant, who is our sponsor for the late night talk show. We got Jungle Man UK, so he's going to call us in 5 minutes and let us know what's going on in relation to Sherwood Park Primary School. Big up yourself, brother. Big up yourself, Melinda. She says, anytime. We are here to lift each other up. Much blessings always. Keep doing you. Much respect. Big up yourself, sis. And guys and gals, if you're on the, what are you on? Facebook, yeah? Share. Spread the word. Spread the love. Let somebody else get involved. Let somebody else hear what is going on the late night talk show. Big up yourself, Flash, Pop and Wow. Brethren, are you so eager? You can't wait. You can't wait and listen to what me I got to talk about. You just what's the chat? The chat is about me. It's about the late night talk show, girl. It's about 4 years of talking and walking and singing on the show. It's about topics and rapics, discussions and Russians, love, honor, and respect. So as I was saying, yeah, boom, back up in GL7, and he told me some amazing news. Amazing news. Not news that I'm going to spread, because it's not my business to spread. But, well, Jungle Man, that 5 minutes was very quick, yeah? That was a quick 5 minutes. Hold on a second. Jungle Man, just hold on a second. Give me 1 minute and I'll just come to you. Hold on a sec. Yeah, so as I was saying, I back up in my man, and he told me some amazing news about his development and, you know, his journey and what he's doing right now. So I just want to big up GL7 and keep on doing what you're doing. You're blessed, and we're going to have you back. I'm going to check you out. You get me? So support GL7 clothing line. God loves 7. His shop is down there in Brixton. Down in Brixton Mall. So Brixton Mall is where the old job centre used to be. If you go down there, it's got one whole heap of different shops, hair shops, to get your hair done and nails and all kinds of stuff in there. But that's where GL7 is located, at the back to your right. So check out GL7. Destiny Sounds, big up yourself, big up Flash, Pop and Wow. Says, okay, yep, nice. And she likes all that pink. Yeah, I wore the pink to match the ting and at me and my ears. You like my Africa earrings? All right, so let me see. Where's Jungle Man gone? Oh, brother. Why you hang up the phone for? I just had to finish what I was saying before I could connect with you, because I was mid-sentence when you rang. So, anyway, he's going to call us back shortly and let us know what going on with Sherwood Park Primary School out there in Sidcup. So you can call me back now, brother, still, so that I can tell the people them, so we can talk about that. Yeah, big up yourself. So, yeah. Jungle Man, when you're ready, I'm ready for you. Okay? Cool. Big up yourself. Hold on a minute. Right. So, yeah. So, what I was going to say now, in relation to what even Jungle Man was saying, yeah? About, hold on a second. Alright, cool. You know what? I can't even hear myself in the studio, which normally I can do. So if anyone's listening through the airwaves, if you can let me know if you can hear me through the airwaves, that would be appreciated. Hello, Jungle Man? Hello? 1 second, brother. Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me, yeah?
I can hear you, brother. How you doing?
Okay, listen. My actual daughter's going to call you, yeah? I'm going to let her explain.
Oh, okay.
Exactly what's happened down there, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you the bits that I know at the moment, and it's a really emotional thing, because you see my grandchild, she's 5 years old.
Oh wow.
And when my daughter tells you what's actually happened in the school, you're gonna be shocked.
Well, from you said 5 years old, and you've already told me that it's about racism, I'm already shocked.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, racist against my 5-year-old child and grandchild, and against my 7-year-old grandchild as well.
Okay,
yeah?
Cool.
So I've told her to call you now, so I'm gonna put down the phone and she's gonna call you straight away. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
All right then. Bless
Big up yourself. All right then. Okay, people. So you heard it already. So Jungle Man UK's daughter is gonna call up and let us know what's popping. What happened to this phone, yourself? Jungle Man, hang up. You rotted. What go on yourself? Yeah. So as he's just said, his 5-year-old and 7-year-old grandchildren are attending Sherwood Park Primary School in Sidcup. There we go. They are attending Sherwood Park Primary School in Sidcup. And there seems to be some kind of violation, yeah, in terms of racism. So we are waiting to find out, as his daughter's going to call us and let us know what's going on. Here it is. I believe so. Hello, 762. State your name and where you're calling from.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, I can't hear you properly.
Okay. My radio is up as high as possible.
Sounds very way.
Okay. But can you hear me a little bit?
I can hear you a little bit. Wait, bear with me. Can I hang up and call you back?
Okay.
Yeah, 2 seconds. I'll hang up and call you back.
Okay. She's gonna hang up and call back. Hopefully she can hear me a bit more. Big up yourself, Big D. Big up yourself, brother. Yo, every Sunday you're talking about, I'm gonna come down and hang out with you and the girls. Where you at, B? Where you at? Oh, where you at, B? Oh, where you at, E? Oh, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? E? Oh, where you at? Oh, where is it? Oh, where? Huh? Okay, here we go. Let's see if this connection is better. Hello, late night talk show.
It's Shakira speaking, Jungle Man UK's daughter.
Hello, Shakira. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Yourself?
I'm wonderful. I'm blessed. It's our 4th year anniversary, and I'm feeling wonderful and fine.
Good, congratulations.
Thank you. So, as your dad told me, he started by telling me that you have 2 children that go to Sherwood Primary School in Sidcup.
Yeah, Sherwood Park Primary School.
Sorry, Sherwood Park Primary School in Sidcup.
Yeah.
Right, so I get to understand that there's some type of violation around racism between that is being estimated towards your 5-year-old child and your 7-year-old child.
Yeah, disgusting. So basically, I'm a South East London girl, Lewisham, born and bred, and I've moved to Sidcup around 4 years ago. But because of my job, so I am the president of the National Union of Students, so I represent all the students across the whole of the UK in universities and colleges.
Oh, wow.
But because my job is not a usual job, it's very, very demanding, and I spend a lot of time away from home, my children attended a school in Brockley for like the first 2 years of their schooling, just because I had family around the area.
Okay.
However, I found it very difficult, my children going to that school and me being on time and stuff, because it was so far from home.
Yes.
And I moved them to a school in Sidcup.
Okay.
Initially, I was very excited about moving them to a school in Sidcup, just to give them like a different environment, and my children are very confident in themselves, so I didn't feel any way of putting them in a school that was predominantly white.
Yeah.
However, my daughters have started that school in September, and the first incident what happened was my 7-year-old, when she went into the toilets, and there was a girl in one of the cubicles, and she shouted out to her, who is that? And my daughter said, oh, it's Kai. And she said, you can't use this toilet because you're black.
Over the backside.
That was the first incident. My daughter was new to the school. There's bare white people there, and she didn't know who the girl was or what the girl's name was. I'm like, all right, Kai, like, just ignore these people. Like,
yeah.
If they say anything to you about your colour, just stand up, like, strong, because my children know about racism, and we do a lot of campaigning, so they're very, very articulate and confident in who they are.
Yes, well, that's
Cut a long story short now, there's a little boy in her class who started, my 7-year-old's class, who started ripping off notes and pieces of paper and writing her notes like she's ugly, she stinks, she looks like poo, her skin's ugly, and issues like this. I went to the head teacher and I spoke to the head teacher about this. Basically, there was I call it white fatigue. You know, when they think racism is just saying the N-word, and don't realise that there's covert and overt forms of racism.
Yeah.
What the teacher decided to do to try and think that they could solve this issue was offer me to do an assembly in their whole school to talk about racism.
Okay.
Now, I don't know why they think I'm qualified to talk about racism, but yes, I'm a black woman, but it's not my duty to solve the issues of racism within their school. My issue is to protect my child.
I definitely heard
They
that.
went on to say that they're going to like talk to the child and do a contact book for my daughter to like talk about like to just let me know how her day was.
Yeah.
However, this little boy continued to say racist remarks to my child, where they're saying that she's ugly, her skin's ugly. This was happening on a daily basis. I continued to go back to the head teacher and the deputy head teacher to air my concerns, especially about how they handled the situation and the fact that they didn't have no policy on tackling racism. They have policy on tackling sexual orientation, LGBT identity and stuff, but they never had no explicit policy on how to tackle and deal with racism, nor did they have a zero tolerance approach, or was it mentioned in their anti-bullying or equality policy that they have at the school. The teacher was very like, I think I know how I look and how I sound. I don't look and I'm a black girl, you know, like I've got long nails, I've got eyelashes, and like I'm aware of what I look like and how people perceive me, because I'm always having to stand up to these stereotypes. And it felt a bit like the teacher was almost like, who's this smart black slave quoting policies and quoting legislation to me? And it was very like deflective and not empathetic to the situation.
Okay.
I warned the teacher that basically I'll write to the Board of Governors, but I was really kind of worried about how I took the approach, because I knew that they would be in denial and I'd make me feel like I'm pulling a race card, especially in an area that is predominantly white and I don't have that support of my black community behind me.
Yeah.
Anyway, cut a long story short, the deputy head, Mr. Quell, obviously had me up so much about me challenging him about his policies and his lack of approach to tackling this issue, that he had up my children. Now, on the 8th of February, my youngest daughter, Kiki, was given a head teacher's award in front of the whole school assembly for her independent writing. She got really good handwriting. She can write in cursive and stuff.
Oh, that's excellent.
There were 6 other children that was awarded this head teacher's award. The head teacher went on to call up the first child. He gave that child the award, shaked his hand, and then called up Kiara. Kiara came up to the stage. He handed her a award, and my daughter put out her hand to shake his hand, and he walked straight past her and then proceeded to go on to the other 5 children, and give them their award and shake their hand. Okay. My 5-year-old started to shake like vigorously with embarrassment and nerves in front of the whole school assembly, in front of teachers and staff and pupils, to which the children in the assembly were so shocked by what they had saw, they started talking amongst themselves, saying, "Oh my gosh, did you see what Mr. Quell just done? Why is Kiara shaking so vigorously on the stage?" Once the assembly had finished, my youngest daughter went back to her class. No teachers asked her whether she was all right, although that it was evident that she was distressed.
Yeah.
Following on from that, when my eldest, who was in the audience, who saw this for herself and felt sickened, this is her own word, sickened by the treatment that she saw from the head teacher and was really worried about her sister, when she went into the school playground, basically, all the children started to come up to her and ask her, "Why did Mr. Quell shake your sister's hand? Why was she crying?" My daughter Kai-Shay said she was so upset she couldn't even answer them. All she was worried about was like if her sister was all right.
Yeah.
Cut a long story short, my daughter's told me this. Cut a long story short, when I came home, I realised that the certificate was not signed by the head teacher, which is normally signed. And when I found out about this, it was on a Saturday, last week Saturday. I was so angry, I wanted to like park up outside the school and wait for this guy on a Monday. My mum called the school and left a voice message on the school's phone to say, "Mr. Quell, I basically got your number. I'm going to be at the school 8 o'clock tomorrow on Monday morning." On Monday morning, myself and my dad rocked up to the school. Well, we never rocked up. We was humble, but we was angry. We went up to the school to speak to the head teacher.
Yeah.
As we approached the reception, the head teacher came out and she saw me and she was like, "Yes, Shakira, yes, Mum, I've got your voice message." Obviously, she knew it was about racism, my issue. And she was like, well, I'm in a meeting with the local authority at the moment. It's going to last all morning. So me and my mum and my dad was like, that's no problem. We'll wait. So we waited. The teacher had us waiting for 4 hours.
No.
This was an issue about racism that obviously she didn't feel that was very serious enough to adjourn her meeting and come to reassure me that this teacher would be dealt with. We waited for 4 hours. The meeting lasted 15 minutes, to which the head teacher was dismissive, passive-aggressive, rude, and lacked in empathy. And I stated that basically, following on from these serious incidents that my children have faced, I will now be writing a formal complaint to have an independent review into institutional racism within the school and the code of conduct and behaviours of this teacher. And I then proceeded to say, on Monday, I didn't bring my children to school because they was very distressed, and they stated to me they didn't feel safe being at school while this teacher was there. So I asked the teacher if, while this investigation is going on, if he could be put on gardening leave. Now, the reason why I chose gardening leave is because I knew that a suspension would be very hard to get. Although I don't think any racist should be allowed to sit at home and get paid for it, but I was just trying to take a pragmatic approach.
Okay, hold on, slow down a second. What is gardening leave?
Gardening leave, sorry. So gardening leave is when you when your managers or the senior management put you on leave, but you still get paid, but you're not in the building, you're not working.
Okay, just hold on 1 second. Guys, if anyone's on Facebook, please share, because we need some support in terms of how we can continue to support. Sorry, say your name again. Shakira, with the issue that's happening with her children at Sherwood Park Primary School in Sidcup, okay? Thank you. Continue, Shakira.
Thank you, everyone. So, I think as well, remember, because of my job, I know all these MPs, I know Damien Hines, I meet with ministers, I meet with education, I know people in the Tory party, the Labour Party. Because of my job, it's given me a certain level of social capital and understanding to understand about policy and governance and how to follow, like, the procedures.
Excellent.
I went on and I sent an email of complaint to the Chair of Governors, Ofsted, the local authority, the Department for Education, and my local MP to state my major concerns.
Well done.
I then, from when my daughter started school in September, may I add, they have not missed a day of school. Mm-hmm. Also, I love education, and I take education and that of my children very seriously. So to keep them off school on Monday wasn't a decision I made lightheartedly.
Yeah. But
I said to the teacher that I would be happy to send my children back to school as long as this gentleman is put on gardening leave while this investigation is taking place.
Yes.
It has been a week now. My children haven't been to school because the head teacher, has refused to put this man on gardening leave.
Has he... Sorry. I was just going to ask, has he offered to put your child in a different class in the meantime, or have him teach a different class?
So because of the seriousness of the complaint, I don't feel that this man could work in the school, whether he's having direct or indirect contact with my child, because of the seriousness of what I'm complaining about. Okay. So the only option that I thought to... ensure that my children are still getting their education, because I have a duty of care as the parent to make sure they go to school. But they also have the duty of care to provide a safe learning environment for my child, which I didn't feel they was able to provide with this man still being at work while this investigation is going on.
Yes. Okay.
What I have come to realise, and you lot, we need to be really mindful about this, everybody, what an academy really means. So this school is a part of an academy trust. Mm-hmm. Now, with academies, unfortunately, they are not, the local authority does not have no jurisdiction over the running of the school. Yeah. So it's up to the senior management to make those choices around staffing and the way in which their school runs.
Yeah.
So for that reason, it's really difficult for the local authority, based on my complaint, to tell the school to put this man on gardening leave. So what I've had to do is send a letter and do it based on safeguarding, that they've broken their safeguarding policy.
Okay.
I put out my Facebook video around 6 days now. It's got around over 21,000 views and 700 shares.
Excellent.
And I have also been, I've got so much support. First of all, can I big up the Black Child Agency, Cheryl Phoenix. Her name's come up so many times.
Yes.
I've spoken to her. She's given me so much advice. Also, I want to say thank you to like all the people like across the whole country that sent in their messages of support and advice, because the way this system is built is to deter us and to make us not get justice and seek justice. And one thing that I've realised is, for those people that don't understand the system, those people that struggle to read and write, this is what allows us to accept these violations, because it makes it so hard for us to fight it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to give up. And what my next steps are at the moment is I've written to the education welfare, because obviously I have a duty to bring my children to school, to ask them if they could encourage the head teacher, to put this man on gardening leave, or alternatively advise me about how my children can remain in education while this investigation is going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Take a breather.
Thank you.
I'm just going to read a post that Melinda has sent here and said. She stated, these schools are trying to give our children complex, labelling them and trying to make them feel like their options and views doesn't matter. Something needs to change. Ofsted school governors and MPs need to know more about these situations. That's right, Melinda. But she has contacted all of those people. So I'm assuming you're waiting. You've contacted them, is that last week? Or
yeah, so I've got a message from Ofsted. Ofsted said that their role in all of this is about inspecting the school, and they have sent the information to their lead inspector, and they suggest that I contact the police and the NSPCC, because this is about safety of children.
Yes.
But they've contacted the lead inspector so that when they have their next monitoring or inspection, that this would be
looked at,
like this will be considered in their inspection.
Excellent.
I am going to write back to Ofsted to ask them to explicitly lay out how they are going to ensure that this matter is considered within the next inspection, and not just allow them to send me a fancy letter and push it off to somebody else.
Yes.
I got in contact with my local MP. He was very, very disappointed to hear this and around the concerns of what it has done for me and my children, and he has asked me to sit tight while he gets in contact with the chair of governors and head teacher for their initial response, and he will get back to me about what action or escalation he will take. However, what I've realised is that I don't think the school is just racist. I think it's classist as well, because I've had a number of parents whose children attend the school that have had problems with the senior management team. So one parent, and this was the worst case that I've heard so far, other than what my daughters have been through, her son actually broke his shin on the school premises. And no ambulance was called.
What?
When the mum asked the head teacher why no ambulance was called, the head teacher replied by saying the little boy didn't look like he was in pain and there was any need to call an ambulance, and made the little boy stand up on his leg for the whole day. When the mum proceeded to take the school to court, they basically, all the teachers colluded together and made it look like the little boy was a liar.
Oh God, Lord have mercy upon my soul.
Another parent came to me and said that the same teacher, Mr. Quell, had been treating her child badly, and she tried to make a complaint to the school, but because she suffers from mental health, the school basically used her mental health against her as like a welfare issue, and basically shut her down. And that was because the school is also, and this is from what this parents told me, there is something called a pupil premium.
Yes.
Now, pupil premium is money that the government gives schools, and academies and local authority schools to bridge the gap between disadvantaged students and make trips, reduce the cost of trips.
No.
This parent who is eligible for this pupil premium, when she asked the head teacher why there isn't any money for the reduction of the trips, she said that this is not what the money is used for. So the mother went on to proceed to do a Freedom of Information, FOI, and basically they bullied the mum through using her mental health to intimidate her and managed to get her to drop the case.
Oh, Lord, you're joking me.
And these are white people.
Wait.
These are white people.
You mean these are other white parents
These are other white parents who have said to me, please, do not give up. Do not be deterred. These teachers cannot manage the school. They are bullies, and they have bullied me and intimidated me out of making complaints. Please make sure that you continue this. May I also add that I did say in my Facebook, and I still agree that my area is a Tory vote leave area, but I have to say that I've had so much messages of support from people around Sidcup and the London Borough of Bexley who is disgusted by this behaviour. So I want to say that the school's behaviour is spoiling it for the majority. I don't think this is necessarily the views of the community around there, but it's the few that spoil it for the many.
Right. So what it sounds like to me is that you per se have a racism issue, but there's also it looks like there's a discrimination going on for people with disadvantage and equal opportunities in that school environment.
Yeah, they're classes, and it's disgusting. I mean, when I heard those stories, especially because they were from white parents, not because it was from white parents, but it justified for me that these teachers, like what my children are experiencing and how these teachers are, it isn't just a one-off.
Yeah.
They actually have prejudice and stereotypes within their attitude. And I don't think, if you can't teach a black child, you can't teach any child.
Boy, I mean, I don't know, that statement there, I mean, you should be able to teach any child regardless of the colour, because a child is a child. So, and you know what, just from the start of, I had to get up and go and get some tissue because the tears in my eyes and crying, the hairs are standing up on my arms. Because
I'm telling you, the feeling that I'm feeling is like, the pain is almost like labour pain. Like my youths, like my duty is to protect them, and also because of my job, and I'm not always at home, and I've got like childcare that bring my children to school. I feel it's really difficult being a single working parent anyway, and I do believe that. I feel like it is like my job has probably allowed me to take my eye off the ball a little bit and kind of have this attitude as, let them be resilient, and it's okay. It's not okay, but let them be resilient. It's toughen them up because racism exists, but no child has the right to go to school and feel unsafe. And I will do everything in my power to make sure that my children get justice, and that no child has to go to school and feel bullied or discriminated against, whether it's their colour, their class, or any other protective characteristic.
Yeah, or social economical factors that may hinder them or their family from reaching their attainment levels or just accessing services.
Yeah.
You know what? I mean, I don't even know what to say to you. I mean,
speechlessness, isn't it?
Yeah, because you know what? Yeah, this whole week, the amount of times I've wanted to cry because, okay, there's a multitude of children in the school, but if we just focus on your children alone right now, because I can empathise, I can understand, and I can feel, and I'm feeling right now, yeah. And I just feel like the amount of things this week, the last 2 weeks, that black people have had to see and endure to state that racism, prejudice, discrimination is so alive and true for us as a people, whereby we thought that we was getting and making waves and taking steps, but we just continue to be raped, and I say raped, and robbed, and penalised, and just disregarded so much, and time again. And these last 2 weeks, from Gucci to the idiot Floyd Mayweather, right?
Yeah.
Down to flipping D&G that was doing it that messed up the Chinese, even though they don't like black people either, and the Prada one, Katy Perry, Right? Even Beyonce put on one jacket that had a black face, big lip brother on the side. I mean, I'm thinking, hold on a minute. Do you not see, or what are you trying to say? One step, because they use this N word in America, like say our prettiness, like say our money, them I talk about, right? Yeah. And they use that word as they say that it's something to give to throw it back to say you can't hurt me.
Yeah.
And it's a lie and it's a fake. And I'm just
our ancestors went through too much pain to reclaim that word.
Do you understand?
And I think we need to, as a community, we need to check ourselves and how we almost like
we embolden, we embrace it, and we put it on a pedestal to say yes, this is who I am. This is not me.
No.
Right? And I know a lot of that comes from America, and that we also follow America's traditions, America's behaviors in America, because in America, black people are, it's very, I'm not sure what the word is that I can use, but in America, black people have this thing that we're put on this pedestal to say, yes, black is great in one sense, whereby you can see us on the TV. When I go to America, I'm excited because I just feel I'm at home because, you know, for example, in Atlanta, it's just like Black Central. I walk, I'll drive around and I see posters of black MPs. Vote for me, and this MP is black, or whatever you call them in their countries. And everything's just black, and I just feel comfortable. I just don't feel out of place because I can see myself on TV, on the posters, on the wall, on the magazines. Everywhere I go, I can see me, so I just feel comfortable at home. But when I'm here, I don't feel that same comfortability. But what my point is that in America, it seems like on one hand it's okay to be black and on the other hand it's not. So
well, even America, their terminology is different. They call themselves Afro-Americans. Like, is it Afro-American?
Yeah,
Afro-Americans. Like, I don't even necessarily know what that means per se. But it's almost like they've got this divide and conquer attitude that is making us like different to the other. Black people are black people, like, and we need to unite together. Also, can I just mention something that
you can mention what you want, girl.
The bit that's really concerning for me? When we know that there is a rise of mental health amongst our young people, amongst our black people, when we know the level of suicides, you know, and young children going home and committing suicides in their room because of the bullying that is being done.
Yeah. No,
this is a serious issue. It's not just about, people saying these negative and racist connotations. It's about the self-esteem that it takes away from our children. And I know the power of education. I have, you know, like, I've done my best to be in this position that I am and to put my children on the right kind of path to get the best out of their education. They do tutoring, they do beavers, they're learning a musical instrument. I'm doing all of this to build up their character. I said to the head teacher, listen, I am mash up enough and mad enough to mash up my children's life myself. I've come way too far from that for you to suck out the self-esteem out of my child. And I refuse, as long as I've got breath in my body, to let anybody deter my children from what they can be and what they will be when they grow up.
Beautiful.
And I think that's where it is. I've like, over the last 5 days, I've gone from empowered, frustrated, to almost excited about like this new kind of movement, not new movement, but the support that I've got, to feeling weak, to feeling like I want to give up. I mean, I'm lucky it's half term this week, so I've got a week to get some responses from like these authority people. But come Thursday, if I don't have no responses, I don't know what I'm going to do. And where I'm at right now is, if I don't get the response that I need and my children do not go to school the Monday after half term, know that I'll be protesting outside the school. Sherwood Avenue.
But my thing is, right, so we're come back to the ad break. It's 9:57. It's a late night talk show. We're here every Sunday from 9 to 11 talking about issues and discussions. This show is sponsored by Lotus Bar and Restaurant, Clapham High Street. Check it out. Is that, do you actually want your children to continue to go back to that school? Even if that
hell to the no. Okay, so there's first things. One of the things are that I live in Bexley Borough.
Yeah.
So I think that what I want to come out of this is that I do not want my children to attend that school. But I'm not going to make it easy for them and take my children off the register so they can brush this complaint under the carpet.
Yeah, okay.
So on a bigger scale, I'm going to be moving my children out the school. I'll obviously want to make this investigation be concluded, but in the meantime, in the short-term interim, I need to find a school for my child, whether that is a replacement school for the time being, or get a managed move, or get the local authority to pay for my children to be homeschooled in between this time. That's in the short term.
Okay.
In the long term, I live in Sidcup. To be honest, they're not going to move me. I'm not going to move. I need to get the whole of Bexley Borough to ensure that there's policy, anti-racism policy, and a zero tolerance policy in every single secondary school, every single primary school, and every single preschool in that borough. Because to be fair, I don't trust any of the schools in that borough.
Yeah, I was going to say,
because
wherever they move to, their name's going to be...
Wherever they move to. So I need reassurance that if wherever these type of issues manifest or they lay their ugly head, that there is policy or blueprint for the school to know how to follow the procedure, but also to ensure that my children or no other children are racially discriminated, and that if they are, there are tough consequences. Racism is a hate crime.
It definitely
is a criminal offence.
Listen, and
anybody that displays this racist manner, especially while Brexit's going on, we know Brexit has divided the country. We know that hate crime is on the rise. We need a zero tolerance approach within our schools, and our teachers need to be equipped with the knowledge and understanding and skills to be able to tackle this, whether it is at a teacher level, or
Okay, hold on a second. Let me see something.
Best music.
Shakira? Hold on a second. I'm just trying to.
Good songs. Hey, don't touch that guy.
Hello?
Yeah, because we're into the ad breaks now. Okay.
Thank you.
So what's happened now? I was trying to stop you because we've gone over into the ad break. So what that means is the people that's listening on the adverts, on the actual FM dial, they can't no longer hear you. But we are still live on Facebook and Instagram. So, I mean, we can continue talking with them if anyone else has got any support or any comments that they can make on Instagram or Facebook in order to support Shakira with this particular issue that she's having with the school. Shakira? Hold on a sec. Let me just see something.
Yes. I'll be very grateful for any support. Please just continue to share that video. Feel free to write a review on the school, to email the school. And, you know, this is, this is an academy, but they still get taxpayers' money.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? This is about all of us in our community. And this is when the pupil premium and these type of things is getting funded to these schools. Also, may I say, I looked at the strategy, the vision, and the purpose of the trust. So I said that it was part of the trust.
Yeah.
Sherwood Park Primary School is part of the Pen Hill Trust, which is made up of 5 schools. Sherwood Park, Black Fen, another school, I'm sorry, I don't remember that one.
That's all right.
Bexley Grammar School and Chislehurst Grammar School.
Okay.
And I looked on their policies of the strategic plan of the trust as a whole. And there is not one single mention of diversity or culture or celebrating difference or building citizens to like be proud of our diversity. They also don't have any policy on racism.
Wow. No
policy.
There's a big thing that happened many years ago. Sorry, you said, Melinda said, can we have the information, the video, the school in Sidcup? I was going to say to you, you said keep on sharing the video, but I think your dad has tagged me on the video. I'm not 100% clear because he did ask me if I saw his post. But what would maybe useful is for you to send it over to me and then I can reshare it so that everybody else can share it as well, because people are asking here for the information.
How do you want me to send it over to you?
In whatever way that I can then be able to in turn share it to others.
Yeah, I'll text it over to you as soon as I get off the phone.
Okay, cool. Not to this to work phone here though, but it have to be my other number if anything, because your dad's got all my connections anyways.
Okay, no problem.
So short of that, I will just check my messages, whether it's Facebook or whatever, and then I'll be able to redo that.
No problem. That's fine.
But what I was gonna say is, you see, the People Premium is what that is though. It's for individual children. It's not for the whole school. But what the schools have been doing is,
so the pupil premium is for those children that are on free school meals. So for those parents that are on benefits or earn under a certain amount of money a year, or receive like child tax credit, working tax credit, that each school gets a certain amount of money for each child that is on a free school meal. And that pupil premium money is meant to support those young people or those people whose parents would not necessarily be able to afford the full fees for trips, for them to be able to do the activities and be involved in the trips and outings that the school provides. However, from what this parent has told me is that the money is not being used for what it needs to be used. Now, I don't know that directly myself, may I say, but I trust what the parent's saying.
Because my understanding of People Premium, because I'm a social worker and I work with children with disabilities and have done for the last 10 years or more. And what I'm aware of in terms of People Premium, we use it a lot for children who go to mainstream school, for example, to help them access services and support. So, for example, in terms of getting a one-to-one support in the classroom, you know, things like that. So
yes.
Unless it's changed, because from what you're saying, it sounds slightly different. Because my understanding is not that I'm just looking at it as well. And what it does say is actually alternative provision, aka academies, for children who can't go to a mainstream school. But that's quite interesting, because academies have been set up for children to go just for generally. Academies are taking over actually London right now, and part of that is they're like a free school.
Yes.
In that they're not governed by anybody, they're governed by themselves. And as long as they undertake certain principles and regulations, they can teach whatever it is that they want to teach in the schools.
Yes. And that is something that we need to be able to prevent. There needs to be some firm standard about what is right and what is wrong, because basically with an academy, the top man or top person who runs the academy could be a carpenter who and there's nothing wrong with carpenters, we need carpenters, but it could be someone with no knowledge, educational experience or no passion for education, but just a businessman. And with an academy, they're kind of like those type of things that institutions that sit on the fence. So they're not accountable to the local authority, but they still get money from government.
It's quite interesting, because what that is about is that what's happened is, oh, big up yourself, younger man. He just sent me the link on my Facebook. Big up your man GL7. Big up yourself, brother. What's happened? Yes, younger man. I just saw it. Big up yourself. Sorry, I lost what I was saying now. Sugar. Oh man, I hate when that happens. I so hate when that happens. Sorry. So anyway, what I was saying is the schools are free schools, and they're taking over. What happened actually, one of my friends works in the school and education system, and what she was telling me is that what the government has done, because as you know, the government used to give money to all of these different enterprises, but slowly what they've done is they sold off certain enterprises and privatized them. Yes. So even within the education system, it's been what I would say privatized in a such, and you can get these academies.
Yes.
Yeah. And what's happened is there's a lot of schools. So we would add schools like I used to go Michael Ramsey, yeah, and then there were schools like up in Kingsdale and Lillian Bailey's, and these schools were what you would call mash-up schools, whereby I was just using the expression mash-up schools because we were bad, or assumed to be bad children, you know, out of control, so they needed fixing up. So they fixed up all of these schools, but then they brought out all of these academies. Now, parents then looked at the stats and figures and said, right, I want my child to go to this academy because the stats and figures are great without actually understanding the educational system behind what goes into that school. So people are looking, and parents, correct me if I'm wrong, but what I'm seeing is that parents are looking at the statistics and what Ofsted says and going by that to place their children into schools. And sorry, let me just finish before I forget. Let me tell you something about Ofsted. What you think of Ofsted is not what Ofsted is. Yeah, no disrespect to Ofsted, but you can't go into a school once a year and someone knows that you're coming, and you're going to go there. I'm coming to your house on the 14th of February at 9 o'clock. I'm going to clean. I'm going to cook. Do you understand? I'm going to cook dinner. I'm going to get my hair done. I'm going to be fresh to death. Not a no, go on round. Yes, sir. Do you understand? Because I have witnessed and been a part of that whole regimen whereby you clean up house in anticipation of that visit for Ofsted.
Also, this school, my daughter's school, is rated a good. So I don't know how they could rate anything a good when you don't have these type of policies within their institutions. But this is why, if you don't mind me saying, the parents, especially our black community, like I never grew up political. Like, I've learned how to be political because I've realised that everything that I care about, social justice, is around politics. We need to get political. We need to understand what these policies mean, and we need to hold our MPs to account. All them things there when we're saying, oh, forget it, voting ain't going to make no difference, voting ain't going to make no difference. If we don't put our voices, our word in, then nothing ain't going to get changed. If we're not part of the solution, we are part of the problem. And I think a lot of our, we don't trust the system. The system has failed us time and time again. And I'm not saying to nobody to trust it. But you see, social workers, teachers, young activists, we need more black people in the media. We need more people in STEM projects and stuff. We need to get political so that we can understand what policies these majority white middle class men are putting in place that are allowing our children to suffer. And I cannot go by and know what is going on in society, knife crime, all these things, and think that it's not on purpose. It's the poor people, it's the people living in poverty, it's us, the working class people that are suffering. It's us that make the economy go round, because without no poverty, there will be no crime. It costs £56,000 to put somebody in jail, but yet they want to charge you £9,000 a year to go to university. It costs the government and the system benefit from us failing, and that is why we need to be decisive. Like these government people are using our life like we're like pucks on the Monopoly board. You pass go, you get your little £200, whether that is your salary or benefit. You stop here, you have to pay for this, you stop here. We know what it's like to live in hardship. We know what we need to get the opportunity that we need. We know what it's like to be facing racism on a daily basis. I am the national president of NUS. I represent 7 million students, and I'm the first black woman in this role, following on from Trevor Phillips. I thought
wait. Trevor Phillips, the news artist, the newsman.
Trevor Phillips, in 1979, he was an NUS president, and there hasn't been anybody that looks like him until now. Me, Shakira. And I have thought, and I thought, like, once you made it, like, once you get to these positions, like, you're safe, like, people will respect you. No, I still have to hold myself down. Like, I'm a mouthy person. Like, I stick up. I can't. Like, when something don't look right, I have to stick up and say how I feel. And I've consciously, every single day, have to check myself, because I'm scared of being called a bully, or that I'm harassing people, or I'm an angry black woman. Yes, I'm angry, but it ain't because I'm black. I'm angry because of the injustice in this world and the pain that I'm seeing my family, my friends, and my community go through. And that's why I will dedicate the rest of my life, to fighting all forms of social justice. Let's not wait for it's our child or our godchild or our niece or our nephew or our sister or our brother before we're like, raw, this is my issue. This is our issue, people. And if we leave it to the white people, if we leave it to the system and not get our voices in, they're going to keep knocking us down, keep knocking us down. Like we've got a part to play in his, and we need to stand up together as a community and get our voices heard.
Most definitely.
We have to. We have not got. It's an obligation. Like
Shakira.
Sorry,
I want to. No. Listen, we're gonna go back live again. So let me just put it back live. Put back the thing where it needs to be. Oh sugar, what have I done?
City Lock, citylock.radio.com, City Lock.
We party every day. That sun is shining. That's the weather. I'm the chainsaw man.
Okay, welcome back to the Late Night Talk Show. It's your host, Letitia, aka Legs Delicious. How you all doing? Big up yourself out there, the Facebook crew. People, make sure you share the page and let everybody know what's going on. Make them get involved in the topic of discussion. Big up yourself, Empress Sage.